So welcome. I would like to thank everyone for joining me tonight for our wonderful training, I Can Teach. My name is Adrian Donaldson. I am a professional trainer, family childcare home provider, and business consultant. And I'm so excited today to be able to work with you guys and share my information and my love with you. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am the proud owner of Jitterbug Professional Development, as well as Jitterbug Learning Center, which is a family childcare home in North Miami, Florida. I've been working with children since I was 10 years old. I don't know anything but this. So anything that I give you, I have lived it, I've experienced it. For 19 years, I've been in this field. I've owned my school for 6 years. I owned my professional development business for going on 4 years. And it's a great joy to work in the education field. These are a few ways that you can connect with us. So while I tell you the funny story as to why I work with children, please take this time to go to our Facebook page, our Instagram, and our YouTube page, and go ahead, like, subscribe, and follow us, please. When I was 10 years old, my parents conceived my little sister. There are 4 of us before her, so she's the 5th one. And I didn't think my parents would be able to take care of my sister. Reason being is because they killed all of our pets, all of them. Our dogs ran away or got ran over, or the dog animal control took them away. Our birds got loose and flew away. Our fish died and were flushed. So at 10 years old, it didn't matter to me that my parents' 4 older kids were happy and healthy and doing great in school. For me, at 10 years old, the fact that they killed all the pets made a big impression on me. So I dedicated my life to children, and in turn, been there for my sister since she was little. So please make sure you like, follow us, and subscribe to our pages. We put out tons of different information and resources, and you definitely don't want to miss out on any of it. So definitely go ahead and subscribe. So I would like to go ahead and pick my 2 door prize winners. So Miss Julie was the first one in, and who's AHA 20? I just I think that's Miss Sherelle. Who's AHA 20? Miss Sherelle? Well, we'll send her a message a little bit later. Those 2 are our first ones here, so we're going to go ahead and give them a door prize. So if you could please send me your address so that we can mail you your prize. So let's just go down a little bit of information about tonight's training. So I Can Teach is an integrating teachable moments platform for parents, educators, and business owners. Who's this course for? Anyone in the early childhood field, anyone that's working the education field. Business owners can learn from this and from any field. This can help promote education on different levels for a lot of people. It's also great for managers and directors, as well as family child care home providers, and parents of children between the ages of birth and 21 years old. So we do have a mixture of participants in this particular training tonight. We do have parents, we have some educators, and we do have people from different fields. So welcome, and I really believe strongly that we all are going to walk away with something from tonight's training. Any questions so far? Any questions? And you can also use the raise your hand button, as well as there's little things that you can do to add little statements in the chat box. Miss Julie is watching the chat box, so if you put something on there that needs to be addressed right away, she will be able to let me know that, hey, there's something there, Miss Adrian, make sure you answer this question. So I'm so excited. So let's go ahead and continue with our training. So we already went over who's this training for. So let's talk about some of the benefits of this training from tonight. So there are 5 benefits. If you're in the education field, teachers, family childcare providers, directors, you are going to be able to earn 2 in-service hours for your DCFA requirement. If you are anyone else that is interested in doing it, you can also earn those 2 hours of in-service. We will talk about what you need to do to earn those 2 hours at the end. Oh, well, a little bit further down. Enhance understanding of teachable moments, supportive of using different opportunities in our business as a teaching path, instruction of this concept so that parents, educators, and business owners all can benefit from it. And 5, it allows you to be more effective in the area of learning and growing from past experiences and situations. My mission tonight is to expose you to the true purpose of teachable moments and the ways in which you can use them to improve your business and the success of your children and students. My vision is with this training, you will master teachable moments and how to use it for your business, classroom, and at home. We also have other trainings coming up. So if you feel like you need a little bit more in-depth training for teachable moments, let us know at the end and we can set that up for you. We have 3 objectives: to expand your understanding, to help you learn new strategies, and to expose you to the true purpose of teachable moments. So for anyone that is hoping to earn the 2 hours of in-service trainings, you need to make sure you complete all of these on your screen now. So if you have not done so, please make sure you do the pre-assessment, which was sent to you this morning in your welcome email. You will need to complete the post-assessment and then within 24 hours of our training ending. And on the post-assessment, you must score at least 70%. You must be present for the entire training. Your camera does not need to be turned on for this training, but if you wish to speak and share, you will not only win a prize, but you will help make the learning experience even better. And then at the end, everyone, I would need you to complete an evaluation. The evaluation will be used to help us become better and more fluent in what we're teaching and speaking on. And it'll also help us understand where we can improve it. So now that I've done all this talking, it's time for some of you to get to talking. Now, in your email you were sent this morning, I told you that we were going to have an icebreaker. Everyone was asked to bring 1 item that represents who you and your personality. It can be anything that is appropriate to share. So I have my 2 people. Miss Julie was 1, and let me see if my second person is on. And I would like for you to share your item. Miss Brenda Lee is on, perfect. So I would like for you to share your item and tell us why you chose that item, your name, and where you work. Who would like to go first, Miss Julie or Miss Bree? Okay, Miss Julie. Go ahead, Miss Julie. Miss Julie is my assistant. She's my right-hand woman. Oh, she's amazing. So take it away, Miss Julie.
Well, I'm sorry. Wait, I gotta read. Hold on, I gotta read it. We use this time to complete the icebreaker. Everyone was asked to bring 1 item that represents you and your personality. With the wager that is appropriate to share, we'll share 2 people that will share. Okay, the item that I would bring is a chain that Miss Adrian gave me. The reason why is because it's valuable and it was something that was sentimental from the heart.
Thank you. Miss Bree. Hi, Miss Bree.
Sorry, I couldn't get it to work. I didn't know what was going on.
No, you're fine. You're perfect. So go ahead.
Okay.
Would you like to share your icebreaker with us?
Yes, it's a little weird. Don't judge me.
We would never.
I'm sorry for the Pokio in the background. The item I chose was a planner that I just got actually, because as you know, I just started my business and I'm trying to be more organized. And even already before that, even when I was working at your school or any school, I need a schedule. I need things to be from this time to this time to this time to this time in this order and that way. So that's why I chose that, because something big right now for me that I'm trying to keep up with.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. And if you would like to share, please go ahead and raise your hand while I do my presentation, and I will unmute you and can share. For me, I brought my school phone. Why? Because it represents me, because I am jitterbug. So when parents call my school, although I have other staff members and other people that know my business and know my rules and can run it without me, they want to know me. They want to meet me. They want to talk to me. They want to interview with me. So my phone represents me and my personality, because I'm bubbly. And if you call me, you're going to get me. And if you don't get me, I'm going to definitely call you back. And I just love to help. So my phone stays ringing always. It never stops. So no one raised their hand, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Thank you for sharing. So what are teachable moments? This moment that we're living in right now, the very moment that we all sit in, I want this to serve as a teachable moment. As you move and you work your days and your hours, always take time to stop, look, observe, and reflect. Teachable moments can be missed, and every missed teachable moment is an opportunity missed for growth and improvement. Teachable moments are moments that cannot be rewinded. Just like Xfinity has the ability to rewind live TV, teachable moments don't have a rewind button. Once you miss those opportunities, you have missed them. So this training, I'm hoping for you to gain a deeper understanding of what a teachable moment is. So first, let's look at the definition of a teachable moment, and let's break it down. So the official definition for a teachable moment is an experience, an event which presents a good opportunity for learning something about a particular aspect of life. So let's break it down. A teachable moment is not tangible. It's not in the physical sense. You can't grasp it, you can't hold it, you can't touch it. But it is an incident, an experience, a situation, or an event that happens around you or with you or to someone that you know. When it says it presents is a very strong word. The word present specifically means that it grants the ability for you to provide a good experience. That granting of that allows you then to take yourself out of a box and look deeper into the smaller things that happens throughout life. It's the opportunity that is presented that allows for the participants to acquire new knowledge that will allow you then to gain something more, deeper, profound from the situation. The lesson learned is an exact part of life. It's not a variation. It's not a wide variety. It's specific. For example, when you walk outside, it's a learning experience that before you cross the street, you look both ways. So it's specifically on the part of safety and crossing the street that teachable moment has affected you. If you look at the baby's face on the screen, this is what I envision. If I was to say, if teachable moment was a person. For me, teachable moments can spark curiosity, excitement. Such excitement as a baby or a toddler's wide-eyed in expression or excitement when they see something new, when they see something scary, when they have a sudden jerk reaction because they think they're gonna fall. The amazement of the learning, something new for children, is something that we all can learn from. When you learn something new, it's almost like the hair on your body and your neck stands up. It is the exhilaration feeling that you have just mastered something. Teachable moments are moments that can pass us, and we can ultimately miss them altogether. And when you miss that opportunity to learn and grow, as we said before, you can't rewind that moment back. You miss it. Now, as you go about your day, you're going to want to know how to find a teachable moment. So first, let's talk about the characteristics of a teachable moment. There are 3 characteristics of a teachable moment. The first one is it's unplanned and unexpected moment or event. These moments cannot be rehearsed or practiced because they happen without notice or warning. These moments are like when I take my children outside to go play with bikes or balls, something simple, and a butterfly flies by. There was no plans to talk about butterflies. There is no plans to observe butterflies. But my children draw my attention to it. Miss Adrian, look. Miss Adrian, look. It's a butterfly. And they get all excited and they start jumping up and down and they're prancing and they're singing, oh my God, it's a butterfly. And it's on the flowers. They get excited. A teachable moment is me then drawing my children's attention to that butterfly sitting on that pretty flower, talking about nectar and the different things that butterflies do. No, I was not planning on talking about butterflies, but it's something that I now am doing. It is a teachable moment. So it's something that is unplanned. You can't rehearse, you can't practice. The second characteristic of a teachable moment is it calls for flexibility. Flexibility and open to change is important because since these moments are not planned, then you don't have those materials, those supplies, and the knowledge ready and accessible at the moment. Flexibility calls in your ability to change with the flow. And when I say that part, I always think about the Matrix, when they do that slow motion going backwards. Teachable moments are just like that. You need to have that same mind frame. You need to be able to bounce and jump and respond and act at the beat of that moment happening. For me, it's my staff that helps me and that enables me to be able to seize teachable moments. My staff and I build off of each other. While I'm teaching, I have other responsibilities. I am part of nonprofit associations. I'm the vice president of Justice for Courtney. I am on the board for the Florida Family Child Care Home Association. And not to mention, I also run this particular business. So maybe while I'm teaching, I might have to stop in mid-sentence to get a call, to send an email, or respond to something that is vital. My staff is then flexible and ready for change and action to jump in and pick up wherever I left off at. It is their flexibility and ability to jump into action and take over that keeps the school flowing and our children learning. It's almost like I never got the call. It's almost like I never left the room. And that's the important thing about a teachable moment. Although it's unplanned, It should still be able, you should still be able to flow with it. And the last thing is, it's seized as a teachable opportunity. The word seized is an action word, which calls for action on your part. When a moment presents itself, you have the ability to do one of two things. One, do you resemble a deer in headlights, startled, lost, confused, worried? Do you seize up in that moment? When your child runs in, mommy, 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 look what I found outside. And he holds up a dead cockroach. Do you seize up and get worried? Or do you jump into action and use that opportunity to teach your child about one's safety with dealing with bugs, decomposition of dead bugs, and how to properly handle them? Or do you too face it head on, confidently, ready to attack, ready to learn, ready to grow? As a business owner, we are going to face different problems throughout our career, throughout our time owning our business, throughout our time with different staff members. And being able to seize different opportunities to teach our staff how to behave, how to act, how to handle situations, really help define a quality business from just another business. When you seize teaching opportunities, you're taking action to preserve and utilize the moment or the event to teach and expand the thinking of those around you, or even yourself. But the main thing with a teachable moment is action is required to be part of the moment. Otherwise, it's just a moment. So it's unplanned, it calls for flexibility, and you have to seize it to be able to teach from it. So now let's look at some strategies for utilization. Success is learned by two ways. This slide was inspired by my brother. My brother is an amazing man. He has come a long way from where he started. And one thing he told me was, he learns things in life two ways, and we all do. We learn by watching others, which was something I did growing up. I have two oldest sisters. I watched them do things. I watched them make mistakes, and I did the opposite. I watched both of them leave right after high school and not make it. That made me say, you know what, Adrian, stay your butt home, go to Miami-Dade, and make something. I watched both of them go off and get in different relationships. Now, I didn't always listen to that part of it, but it definitely was important to watch my sisters and what they were doing so that I then can do the opposite. For my brother, he learned from experience, and we're like best friends. And for us to learn differently, it shows you that you must know how you are as a person. When we learn from watching others, we have many opinions and thoughts and things to say and suggestions. We're all guilty of sitting on the outside, looking in with a glass of lemonade at our side with our side comments, talking about, girl, if it was me, I would. But you gotta stop and think about it. Would you really do what you're saying you would? Would you really respond the way you are saying you would if it was you in that situation? For my brother, he said, experience is the best teacher you never want to have. Why? Learning from experience touches us differently. It affects us differently. It leaves its mark and impression on our lives. Just like a burn. You get burned, it does heal. It does get better. It does stop the sensation of the burning feeling, but you will always have that mark. You will always have that scar. When you learn through experience, it's the same effect. We learn different when we are living it. Experience is the best way to learn because it shows us and teaches us differently. Just like we say, let your child fall. When a baby falls and we go, that's what makes the baby cry. But if we say, it's okay, come on, get up, you got it, you got it, the baby's gonna laugh and shake it off. So let me ask everybody. I want you to stop, close your eyes, and think about a moment in your life that served as a teachable lesson. Whether it was a small lesson, a large lesson, a life-changing lesson, a life-altering lesson, no matter what it was, think of a lesson in your life that served as a teachable moment for you, that you lived through. I'm gonna give everybody just a few minutes to get their moment in their minds. Now that we have our teachable moments in our mind and the lesson that it taught us, let me ask you this. Would you have learned that same lesson if you was watching someone else go through that same situation? Ask again. Now that you have your experience, your teachable moment in your mind and the lesson that it taught you, do you think if you was watching someone else live that situation, would you have learned the same lesson? Would you have come out with the same outcome if it was someone else living it? The answer is no, you wouldn't have. My brother figured this out by being in a relationship that just didn't work out. He was with a young lady from high school that he just thought was the world. It was the end. It was just perfect. But unfortunately, it wasn't. It was a toxic relationship. And it wasn't until my brother faced jail time for something he did not do that he then woke up and saw the light and saw that teachable lesson he was actually still living. And in the words of my brother, Alex Sean Jitta Jr., the bigger the L, the bigger the lesson. The bigger the loss that you make, the bigger the lesson and the more valuable that lesson will serve to you. He told me when you don't have nothing to lose, you don't really think about the what ifs. You don't really seize those opportunities to learn from the teachable moments that are being presented to you. You're just moving about life. And as a parent, as a teacher, as a business owner, we all can get stagnant in our movements. So this training will help you figure out ways to keep the learning in your home, your business, and your school fresh. So we got to stop and ask ourselves, which way is best for me to learn? Do I want to learn by watching others, or do I want to learn from experience? Now, you might need to do both. Because for me, I didn't need to go off to college to know that it wasn't for me. All I had to do was watch my two sisters. And I decided to do differently. So I saved myself money, time, debt, aggravation, frustration by just watching my sisters. But then people will argue and say, well, that you might not have had the same experience. True, but was I willing to lose out on that teachable moment and run my risk of leaving home before I was ready? The reason why I say that was because I was raised as a sheltered child. We didn't go over to friends' houses. We didn't go to parties. We didn't do those things. So to just automatically graduate from high school and just throw myself into an environment where I really didn't know nothing about wouldn't have helped me as a woman. And I'm more than sure I wouldn't be the woman today if I did go off to college right after high school. I don't really think I would have been who I am today. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul said he learns better from experience. So some of us learn from different ways. Some of us learn by watching others. I did growing up. Now I know I have to learn through experience. When they say mother knows best, mother knows best. I'm here to tell you, they know best. My mother has always warned me about every parent that I enrolled. Adrian, watch out for that one. Adrian, that one's not going to be a good fit. Adrian, be careful. And every time my mother spoke it, it came true. I had to learn from experience, because although my mother had that wisdom and had that knowledge and had that people skills, I didn't. And I thought, again, I knew best. Hey, I know best, but I didn't. So that was a teachable moment for me through my experience that, you know what? Sometimes it's best to listen to your team, listen to your mentors, listen to your coaches, because they're in those roles for a reason. So why ignore it? So you have to ask yourself, do I learn from watching others, or do I learn from experience? And that will also help you find your teachable moments. Find the moments that will help you define and grow your business as a whole. Some strategies for utilization is talking with clients, children, and employees. You have the power to take any moment in your life and use it for your destruction or your uplift. It's your power. The words people speak to you, the energy people give you, the vibes people send off to you. You have the power to classify them as destructive or uplifting. Destructive should go in the garbage. Uplifting should go right in your heart, your soul, your mind, and be kept there so you can recall it. Parents, when you talk to your child's teacher, it is vital that you don't fight your instinct to defend and argue, but listen to the professional, listen to their insight, listen to the person that's with your child all day, and maybe they can help you with something that you're not clear on. Business owners, when you talk to your employees and they say they're not happy, do you tell them, that's fine, you can leave? Or do you sit down and talk and come to a deeper understanding and a solution to make both sides happy? Educators, when you're moving about your busy day and you're talking with your students, do you listen to their conversations? Do you listen to their opinions and their thoughts? Do you use those things in with your planning? Those things are ideal for you to learn from teachable lessons and to find teachable lessons. Teachable moments are not going to just pop up on you. You have to go find them. You have to be an observant spirit and hungry for knowledge in order to be open for change. Reading reviews. And for parents, this could be your child's progress report. When you talk to vendors, teachers, or other professionals, what are their message to you? What do you feel when you talk to them? What do you take away from the conversations? We all on this call should be doing self-reflections. We should be stop and thinking about ourselves and the things that we want within. Teachable moment I had in my life was when I literally had nothing to my name. And all of the people that I broke my back for to help was nowhere to be found. There was only a handful of people there. Teachable moment. Adrian, put yourself first. Because if I'm dead and gone, there's no one that's going to pick up and do what I do for my family, my friends, my students, my families. So self-reflection is a teachable moment to let you know when you're neglecting yourself. Teachable moments don't have to be just for those around you and helping students learn better or helping your children progress or helping your business grow. No, teachable moments can be for yourself. Evaluations completed by employees or clients can help you find teachable moments within your business. Annual reports, My favorite is mistakes and errors. Mistakes and errors are the perfect teachable moment. Because if you're anything like anyone I hang out with, we pat ourselves on the back. We the best at what we do. So when we make a mistake, it's not that we're beating ourselves down. We're fighting to find the message within that mistake, the lesson within that mistake. What can I change to prevent this error from happening again? Parents, if you're at a school and you're constantly being told last minute, oh, I need diapers, oh, I need wipes, oh, I need water, oh, I need formula, they're out. They don't have no more for today. And it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. There is an error on the school's part. It is a teachable moment for them to then go back to the drawing board and figure out what works better for better communication. Mistakes are just like learning from experience. It's lessons that we have to go through in order to be better. And things that went well. I love to learn from things that went well because with so much negativity in the world, it's nice to know that there's some good, that I'm still doing something right. And parents, you can look at your children and say that. I did something right with my child. When we make our $1 million sale, me and Ladybug Media Management, we're going to be millionaires one day. When we make that $1 million contract, something went well. But that's a teachable moment, not just for us to soak in and be proud of and praise ourselves, but it's a teachable moment to figure out what can I repeat to continue this success, and what can I change to make it more efficient. Teachable moments should be seized. Again, that action word. When you have reviews for my business owners, my teachers, my directors, my owners that's on the call, when you have reviews, positive reviews allows you to stop and pat yourself on the back. And we all need to do that. We got to pat ourselves on the back. It provides an outside evaluation and input on your services. It helps you know what is working right and what can use a revamping, what can use an improvement. Although it's a positive review, almost all positive reviews have at least one line that goes, I love the flyer, but it took too long to get back. That but helps you find that teachable moment. Whenever you see B-U-T, stop, reflect, and observe, and take away something. That but is telling you, it's like a red flag signaling. Stop, stop, stop. Look at me, look at me. Positive reviews are going to be positive, but there's going to be something in there that's going to tell you where you can improve in. Negative reviews. Negative reviews explains how you might have wronged someone. It's very easy for us to feel like, well, it's my business, so I mean, if you're not happy, you could go somewhere else. But when you have a negative review, you're able to see it from that person's viewpoint. You're able to see how that person felt. And as a business owner, as a parent, as an educator, we have to care about what other people feel. And unfortunately, as a business owner, it does get tiresome. But it is important to do it on some level. Your reputation speaks volumes for you. Negative reviews also shows that you can't please everyone. And no, we do not need to strive to please everyone. But striving to have a groundbreaking level is key. Negative reviews also helps you define and keen into who's your ideal client. Now, I've taken a lot of trainings over the couple of weeks about ideal clients and what it means and why we should have that put together, why we should have this understood. And I am very grateful that I was able to learn that. Negative reviews helps you find who you should be striving to help and reach. It tells you how you can grow and change. Negative reviews helps take your business out of that little box. Let me give you an example. KFC's motto. Do we know what KFC motto is? Finger licking good. Do you know how they got that motto? They came up with the motto finger licking good after they played a commercial showing a man licking his fingers, and someone called in and complained and said that it was nasty. Why do you have a man licking on his fingers? In response, the manager of the store that received the complaint said, because the chicken is just finger licking good. They took that negative review, that negative comment, that negative thought, and turned it into something that we all know and love. There's not one person on this call that once I said finger licking good, didn't try to lick their fingers. Lessons are learned through failure. We don't welcome failure, but we accept it. It is so that you have room to grow. As a parent, we all fail. My parents failed in areas. Not me though. I'm their favorite. I'm the perfect child. But in reality, we accept those failures and we improve. We grow and we change. Exposure, business principles, staff conflicts and disagreements within a business, and even family disputes within a family. I grew up having family meetings. I grew up on family game nights. It helps you grow and change the communication within your business, your home, your school. Clients may not have a good experience, and your procedures might have been the cause of it. Teachable moment allows you to stop and rethink your business principles. Community events and national situations also help shape your business foundation. For example, currently, KFC is not running the finger licking good motto in response to the COVID-19 crisis. So with things going on around you, it helps shape and change your business principles. Your frame of thinking. As a parent, as a business owner, and as an educator, we feel like we're the head of the household. We're in head position. We're the owner. We're the boss. We can easily get into thinking that we know everything and that we know what is best and we have all the answers. This can cause us to find failure and stumble or stop the growth of our partnerships and relationships. You don't know everything because you're mommy. I taught a few things to my mom. My mom taught me a few things, a lot of things, not a few. She taught me everything I know, but still, I was able to teach her something. When it comes to frame of thinking, always keep in mind that you're never too young to teach and you're never too old to learn. So no matter how young the person looks or how small they may be, their message may be more powerful than you have thought. Things change in the world, and if we're stuck in our own ways, we miss those sound opportunities to welcome the needed change and growth that will elevate our business and take us to a successful state. For parents, it keeps us stuck in the old thinking. Nowadays, we say, don't beat your child, talk to your child. I grew up on beatings, okay? My parents were very big, very, very, very big disciplinarians. But once my sister was born, they did things differently. And that's because they learned different techniques. They seized teachable moments when we were in school going through different teachers and learned how to do things differently with my baby sister. Success. Teachable moments helps you realign for your mission. Most businesses create their own mission statement. My family had our own mission statement growing up. But most of us don't go back and revisit our mission statement to advise it or make changes. A teachable moment for me was in 2013 when Microsoft changed their motto. From 1975 to 2013, Microsoft's mission statement was to enable people and businesses throughout the world to realize their full potential by creating technology that transforms the way people work, play, and communicate. Now that was much longer, right? 2014, they changed it to empower every person in every organization on the planet to achieve more. So not only did they make it shorter, but they used words that made an impact as soon as you heard it. To empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. The mission statement shows that their purpose grew, their purpose changed. But in reality, it was a teachable moment that the CEO at the time spoke about in an interview. He said that at the moment, the culture of the world was changing. It was evolving. And he believed that culture was not stagnant, which means it's not motionless. Culture is constantly changing. And instead of them trying to make culture fit in their box, they broke the box and made their business fit for the culture. He believed that with the evolving everyday behaviors of everyone, that the organization needed to seize the opportunity to grow and improve new areas and execution of their plans. And although they had to make tough decisions, their mind frame was on their clients, us, who buys Microsoft. They was thinking about us. It was a teachable moment when he stopped and looked at what was going on in the world around him to reflect on changes that he needed to make for his business. Reevaluation of self. Teachable moments allows us to self-reflect and ponder on how we can improve ourselves. These moments are powerful because it empowers us to grow within. Once we evolve everything around us, we'll have no choice but to evolve and keep up. Think about the dinosaurs. As they faced extinction, there were other animals that was like, I'm not ready to die. I'm gonna have to evolve. And that's why we have a fish that walks and fish that fly. And animals that used to live in the water now evolved and live on land, and vice versa. Evolution, although I don't believe in it, it's something that really teaches us. Something very big that allows us to be great at what we do. So we don't seize these opportunities, we miss them completely. When you lose a client, such as in a family home, when we lose one of our students, or if you're in a business trade like Ladybug Media Management, when you lose a client, it allows you to stop and look at what you could have learned from the experience. When you have a bad interaction or exchange with a vendor or an investor, it is vital that you stop and reflect and see how you can do things differently. Teachable moments aren't just for children. By the end of this training, you will understand that it is for us as adults as well. Every time I terminate a family or a family withdraws themselves, I sit back with my staff and I ask them, okay, so what we're gonna do now? What did we do wrong? What can we do differently? How can we grow? What do we need to add to our parent handbook? What do we need to make clearer so we don't have miscommunication next time? I then reflect on how I can improve as a person. Did I do something to the parent? Did I say something wrong? Did I disrespect them? And this has helped me grow and evolve into the businesswoman I am today. And it also helps me make more sound decisions as I move throughout my business. What is the true purpose of teachable moments? Teachable moments, true purpose is, there's three. The first one is it teaches us something new. Knowledge is power. And that is the one thing no one can take away from us. My parents raised me, just like many of yours, to study hard and go to school. If you had island parents, it was go to school or get a job. Teachable moments allows you to learn something new. We all go through hard times and good times, but they all allow us to break through tough ground to see the light on the other side. Just like a plant breaking through asphalt, knowledge allows us to break down barriers, doors, and obstacles to grow into something bigger and better. So just imagine all the moments we miss when we think we know it all and we don't need to learn anymore. Again, I repeat, we're never too young to teach, and we're never too old to learn. One of the teachable moments that stands out to me that really taught me something new was when I was starting my childcare program at Miami Lakes Educational Center. Excuse me. And my teacher, Miss Willie Mae Williams, instructed us to create an account with DCF, the Department of Children and Families online portal, for accessing online classes, different exams that we had to register for, anything dealing with childcare training and testing. Once we did that, we were able to view all of the trainings and classes that they had on there. Now, this was my sophomore year. So that was 2006, 2000 to 2007. During that year, all of the classes on the DCF website were free, every single one. I spent my summer, despite wanting to, taking those classes. I saw it as an opportunity for me to grow in my field before I even got my DCF hours, my national CDA, or any of those other credentials that came later. When we came back after the summer going from sophomore to junior year, we logged on once we got back to childcare classes, and we logged on. Guess what? All of those classes that were free were now being required to pay $10 for. Now, you can walk away with a lot of things from this lesson. And on top of that, we didn't receive notice. We didn't know that this change was coming. Now, yeah, you can walk away with a lot of different lessons, such as never take things for granted. Jump on free opportunities as soon as you see them. And even take every moment, no matter how redundant it may seem. But for me, that was a teachable moment for me to realize, never put off tomorrow what I can do today. Because I did not want to do those trainings. Spent my whole summer doing trainings. I don't want to do that. But if I would have kept putting it off, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it in August when school goes back in, I would have missed the opportunity to get all those trainings for free. It is vital that we don't put ourselves in a little box, but we keep our mind open to the bigger picture. It also taught me that in order to be a quality teacher, I had to also be a lifetime student. And if you've taken any of my other trainings or webinars, this is something I constantly say. I am a lifetime student. I will graduate in December with my bachelor's, and January of 2021, I will start my master's program. And after that, I want my PhD. And after that, I want to go to school for business degrees. I'm not going to stop going to school, even if it's just a $10 training on DCF's website or a free training like this one. Knowledge is power. And never put off what you can do today for tomorrow. The second true meaning of a teachable moment is it provides opportunity to educate and prompt change. An opportunity to educate and inspire change is a golden milestone for anyone. Change emphasizes growth. Parents watch their child grow and change every day. Sometimes you can look at your child and say, wow, I can see your face is so different from the day before. In my parents' case, they have 5 kids and 5 grandkids. And the way they raise their 5 kids is not how they treat their grandkids. And we can all say that for any of our parents. Our parents don't treat their grandkids the way they treated us. For my parents, their first 4 kids were born from 1986 to 1993. Their last born, Alicia, was born in 2001. By the time Kitty entered elementary school, all of us were either entering high school or graduating. So Alicia was entering elementary school and she had multiple parents. All of her sisters were her mothers. Her brother was like her father. And we noticed something different about our parents. We noticed that my mom and my dad started talking to Kitty more. They started to be more patient. They started to explain themselves. And for us, it was, well, why? I don't have to explain myself to you. But they learned from that. They used our upbringing to turn a new leaf and educate my sister and raise her differently. This had an impact on how the first 4 turned out versus how she turned out. And it's the same thing with parents and grandparents. As a parent, my mom and dad were very strict. As grandparents, they're very lenient, very lenient. And I know Miss Holly can speak to this. It's okay. We couldn't eat McDonald's and candy and all that juice. But when grandkids come over, oh, let me go get you a Happy Meal. Let me go get you some treats. And a teachable moment for me in my life was when I was watching Shark Tank for the first time, and they started throwing numbers out. My business is turning a 50% profit years 1 through 3, and on year 4 we made this much, and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, oh my God, what are you guys talking about? It was right there that it hit me. If you don't understand what they're talking about, how do you understand your business numbers? How do you understand the growth of your business? And that made me stop and think, oh no, I don't know my numbers. I don't know how my business works. So I got to work. I started studying. I enrolled myself into a BLI program, Business Leadership Institute, and learned a lot. I am now able to call those same numbers out to anyone that asks me. I'm able to explain my business worth and value on the drop of a dime. And it was that teachable moment that allowed me to see that I needed to elevate my thinking and my value. Teachable moments allows us to feed our children's brains with more value knowledge. With the world that we're living in today, parents, we have to seize the opportunities to teach our children how to talk to the police, how to interact with the police, what to do when they get pulled over, especially if you have a Black male. If you have a son, a grandson, a nephew, this time is more vital than ever. So watching Shark Tank helped me see, bling, 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 teachable moment, Adrian. Sit down and learn your business. Parents, I challenge you, sit down and get to know your child. I have parents that like to turn in homework and they did the child's homework. I know my kids writing. I know my kids cutting. I know their skills and their abilities. So for a parent to try and bring it in, nope, teachable moment, parent. Let me teach you something right quick. I know your child's writing. So the fact that you sat there and tried to do it and you did it wrong means you don't know your child's writing. Get it together. Parents, sit down and have a conversation with your child. Reflect, talk openly. Don't shut them down. Allow them to feel free to share and communicate with you and talk to you about any and everything. Business owners, I challenge you. Talk to your clients and your employees and ask them. Get to know them. This is going to help you educate yourself and prompt change. And the third thing that is the truth behind teachable moments is it allows you to grow and expand yourself, your business, and relationship. Are you familiar with a plateau? A plateau is a type of landform that is in an area, high land, it's high, but it consists of relatively flat plains at the top. It is raised high, like a little peak, but it's flat. When our business, our relationship with our children, our child's progress, or our staff's progress is in a state of little or no change following a productive activity or progress at a time, we must stop and become observant and reflect. Teachable moments might seem like they fall right into our lap, but they don't. They don't work like that. Teachers, parents, business owners, I'm here to tell you, you have to look and fight for them. You have to be observant and watchful in order to spot teachable moments. Every time a child went to the stove and their parents say, don't touch that, that's hot. Not until that child touches that stove, it's not a teachable moment. Once he touches that stove, he has learned a lesson. And you then can use that as a teachable moment to teach about fire safety, why we should listen to our parents, what the Bible says about listening to our parents. Just like technology, the technology field, we have to be open to expanding and growing to better ourselves and those around us. The cell phone went from a big block, brick, thick, long antenna, I don't know what you call it, but it wasn't a phone, to a thin, slim, touchscreen iPhone that can fit in the skinniest of skinny jeans. The technology field looks for innovative ways to improve. They listen to their customers and they expand their products to meet the need. They listen. They created shatterproof phones, which is up for debate. Who knows? I don't believe in shatterproof phones, but I believe in waterproof phones and theft-proof phones. So even with the field, they grew and expanded. They used teachable moments to help enhance their relationships with their clients, just as a parent can do with their child. When a parent finds out that their child is not expanding or progressing, it is vital that the parent gets involved. Let's take, for example, a parent that was very involved, very engaged, and very active in their child's educational career. And then all of a sudden, the parent got comfortable and stagnant. And then they started to slack on how much of a supervision they provided. It's okay, Betty. I know you can do it. Go to the table and do it. Come show me when you're finished. But then the child is going to be a child, and they're going to play, and they're going to wonder, and their mind is not going to always be focused. So it's important then that the parent is ready for whatever is going to come next. The teachable moment might hit the parent when they get called in for the parent the parent conference. And the teacher wants to talk about their child progress. It is then, there at that moment, that the parent sees as a teachable moment, hey, I need to be an active force at all times for my child to be successful. You have to attend the parent workshops, relearn forgotten skills, and make their homework your homework. You, as the parent, the leader, or the business owner, have to be ready for change. Enhancing your understanding of open-ended questions is vital to the success of any child in their room. When you stop and you help them, it makes a difference to their abilities and their self-confidence. When you seize opportunities to teach that were not planned, you show your child and teach them flexibility. Be ready for change. And these are all aspects that they need as adults. Teachable moments don't fall in our lap. We have to seize them and look for them. Parents, while you're cooking, use that as a teachable moment to teach your child safety in the kitchen. Use it to teach them family recipes that otherwise wouldn't have been shared. If you're doing laundry, use that as a moment to teach them how to wash clothes, how to separate by color. Or maybe you do it like my mom, and she washes the towels separate from the sheets, separate from the whites and the colors. You're teaching them life skills that they're going to need later on in life. Educators, family child care providers, and directors, understand the opportunities that is presented to you from the moment your child knocks on the door to the moment that they walk out the door. The different opportunities that you have to seize, to teach and educate and feed their mind. Looking at this picture, I'm going to unmute. Please share some of the possible lessons you see here. What do you see here that is a possible lesson to help others learn and grow? So I have allowed you all to talk. All you have to do is unmute yourself when you're ready to talk. But I would like you guys to share with me, what are some possible lessons you see in here? And if I have to call on people, I will. So Jitterbug parents, be ready. I will call on you first. So please share with me. Go ahead and unmute yourself and share with me, especially my parents that's on the call. I would love to hear from you for this picture. What lessons can you possibly teach your child? Go ahead, Miss Bree.
I'm looking at the right picture. It's the little girl doing the lawnmower.
Gardening, okay. Yes, that's.
I'm just making sure. I think it teaches them responsibility. If they don't take care of this every day and do what they need to do for these plants, they'll die. The plants are dependent on them. So, and then at the end of it, they get to see the end result. They get to be proud of what they've created.
Miss Holly, go ahead, my honey bun. You could share.
Okay, I was gonna say teaching them how to garden. We're also shush. You know, teaching them to put in hard work, and one day you can reap the fruits of your labor as your plant grows.
I love that. Miss Nicola, would you like to share with us? Miss Nicola is a family child care home provider. And she's awesome. Miss Nicola, would you like to share?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, the picture. I see interaction with the child and mother and daughter. I guess they could be, you know, as they doing what they're doing, and I guess they're planting or whatever they're doing. I think she's teaching her how to use a certain tool to get the job done.
Gotcha. Thank you. Miss Barbara, would you like to share? We have somebody that raised their hand. If they want to share, they can. Okay. So for me, this is a moment that can teach tons of things. Maybe while they're digging, they might find a worm. You could stop and look at the worm and admire it, talk about worms. She could talk about the flowers, the process of things growing. Like Miss Holly said, you plant a seed and then it grows and then you can eat your produce. You can eat whatever you grew. This is a moment that every parent can definitely seize. And I encourage all my Jitterbug parents, if you're interested in starting a garden, please talk to me. I will definitely help you make it possible. But gardens are a great way to get children talking. Most of the teachable moments that I can recall with my students are outside, on the playground, in our garden. So you can talk about anything around you. You don't have to be focused on what they're doing. Maybe the child backs up and knocks that pail over and spills all the water on the rocks. The mom then can talk about irrigation and how water absorbs. She could talk about the water cycle. Miss Barbara Ann, you want to share?
She was teaching her how to plant corn.
Yes.
Different vegetable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so she's planting vegetables. She can ask her child, well, where do you get your vegetables from? Mommy, we go to the store and buy it. Well, did you know that most of all of the vegetables and fruits and meats and dairy that's in a grocery store came from a farm? And then that might lead to possibly visiting a farm one Saturday. Bringing a farm pictures to the school to allow the teacher to grow the lesson. The next picture. Now this one is for my business owners, my directors, my family childcare home providers. What do you take away from this picture? What is a possible lesson that you can learn from this? And again, I will be calling on people. Mr. Paul, you want to share? Anyone wants to share on this picture? Miss Smith, do you want to share?
I'm sorry, can you ask again? Because I didn't hear.
So this is something that I put this picture here because I wanted to get my business owners to share what their takeaway is from this picture. What possible lesson can you learn from looking at this picture?
Is that a boss speaking to an employee?
It could be.
That's the first thing that came to my head.
Even wives and husbands share. Miss Barbara Ann, go ahead.
The person is at the same level talking to the young man. I don't know if it's a mom and a son or a worker, but she's down at his level. She's like emphasizing with her hands.
Yes.
Some conversation. And he's looking away when he doesn't like it.
Yep. So as a wife, I can honestly tell you, I have to use a teachable moment in order to keep my marriage on track. Me and my husband has hit rocky parts in our marriage. But one thing that has helped us grow and find ourselves out of that little hard bubble was to really talk and communicate when each other felt like talking. It's no point in talking to your husband right when he gets off of work and he's tired and he needs to sit down for a few minutes. It might just be a teachable moment for us to next time just wait a few minutes before we jump down his throat. And that is something that I had to do, because as soon as my husband walks in the door, I'm bombarding him. I need this and I need this and da da da. Okay, wait, give me a second, is what he would say. And I use that as a teachable moment. Okay, well, if I want to have a conversation and I want to have a productive conversation, I need to then do this. I then need to just wait a few minutes. For a business owner, when I'm talking to my staff members, I don't don't want to be talking to them with my finger in their face like, what you mean you not gonna clean the bathroom today? I want to speak to them with respect. I want to give them the upright respect that I would want them to give me. And since it's a family home, we're really big on being a family. So communication is key. When we're talking to our parent, when we're talking to our children, parents, get off the phone. Put the phone down. Your child is watching you. And the fact that you're trying to carry on a conversation with your 3, 4, 2-year-old while you're on the phone carrying on a conversation with someone else lets the child feel like, oh, well, I guess I'm not that important. These teachable opportunities to really help you is going to make it better. Mr. Paul, would you like to add something? Anyone else would like to add anything before we move on to this picture? Awesome sauce. So, teachable moments are in every form. It can flow with a parent and their child. It can flow with business owners and their employees. But no matter what, a teachable moment should be seized, grasped, and utilized. We went over the purpose of a teachable moment, which is to teach you something new, provide an opportunity to educate and prompt change, and allow you to grow and expand yourself, business, and relationships. So I really hope that I helped you understand deeper teachable moments and appreciate them even more as a valuable part of a family, a school, and a business. Teachable moments really make a sound difference to who you are and what you bring to the table. I really want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. It was only an hour and a half, which is what I planned for, but you will get 2-hour in-service certificates. Our next event is not June 22nd, it is June 12th. I don't know why it says the 22nd, but it's June 12th at 6 p.m., which is the Foundation for Technology. The name of the training is Tap the Tech. So we have to use a lot of technology now with everything that we're going on. So just make a note, June 12th, not the 22nd, June 12th. It will be a small charge for this training, and we will email the flyer out at the end. And I'm so excited because with the changes that's going on in today, technology is very important. I also want to invite you all to check out our memberships. We have memberships to fit every person on the call. If you are an educator, we have a wonderful program called our VIP program. We also have a parent group. We have accountability group, which can help you strive and reach higher goals. If you're a person that wants to reach a certain level, if you want to start a new business, you want to buy a new house, you want to do anything along those lines, the accountability group is definitely for you. If you're an owner or an administrator, and our admin boot camp would be ideal for you. And it is great because it helps with everything surrounding schools and childcare centers and everything that you need to accomplish and get done. So if you are interested, please let me know. Just to give you a little bit more information about our accountability group will allow you to help support you with taking the next step, development of your goals, striving and reaching these goals. We will edit up to 6 documents a year. You will have full free access to our online resource library. We have monthly group meetups and weekly chats. So if you don't have any questions, I would like to leave this on the screen so you can screenshot it. Just in case you screenshot it, you can get my pretty face too. Cheese. And make sure you connect with us. We have a wonderful website with different products and resources that you can purchase and use in your home and with students. Our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube page has tons of resources, and it's free to access. I want to thank you all for coming and joining me tonight. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me or call me, reach out to me any way possible. And I am going to stay on the call for a few extra minutes just in case anyone does have any questions. So thank you all for joining me. And I want to say congratulations. You can teach. Thank you.